Welcome to this explainer. Look, right now, there is an absolute crisis brewing at the intersection of artificial intelligence and enterprise data. It's a massive, fundamental shift in how organizations make decisions. We are looking at this crazy landscape where the shiny promise of instant AI answers is violently colliding with the very messy reality of corporate business intelligence, and the results, well, they're frankly explosive.
Section 1, the Analytics Inferno, or as I like to think of it, AI as a flamethrower. So whose chart is right? If you spend any time in corporate meetings, you know exactly how painful this question is. This is the old, agonizing dashboard war. You know the drill. A massive high-level meeting just grinds to a halt because finance built their revenue chart in Excel, sales used Power BI, and surprise, neither of the numbers match. Before AI, this was a slow, painful grind. But what exactly happens when you throw artificial intelligence into that already dysfunctional mix? Okay, let's dive into this because AI does not magically solve those boardroom arguments. Actually, scratch that. It speed runs the friction. When you drop large language models and conversational BI onto ungoverned raw data, it is literally like handing every single stakeholder a flamethrower. You aren't clearing the air at all. You're taking a debate and turning it into an epic inferno. To put this into perspective, look at this terrifying new velocity, 50. Back in the day, building a conflicting dashboard took a 3-week Jira sprint and huge data warehouse loads. Today, AI allows 50 different people to generate 50 completely different, highly official-looking charts in 5 seconds flat. And because the AI writes these sleek, syntax-perfect SQL queries in milliseconds, everybody walks into the boardroom totally convinced that their instant chart is the absolute unquestionable truth. And here is exactly why this happens. It's all about semantic divergence. See, unanchored AI doesn't inherently know the accounting nuances of your specific business. If marketing asks the AI for revenue, they're thinking of gross bookings. If product asks for revenue, they mean active subscriptions. And finance, they just want recognized net revenue. An unguided LLM will literally write 3 perfectly plausible, distinct SQL queries for the exact same word, giving you 3 totally conflicting totals. It's just instant wrong answers at scale. Section 2, the Duck Stack Revolution, Decoupled Compute. So how are these queries suddenly executing so insanely fast? Well, enter the Duck Stack. This is a modern data architecture combining DuckDB, MotherDuck, and Duck Lake. It essentially collapses the distance between your data and your application. Instead of paying for and waiting on a massive, slow data warehouse, engines like DuckDB operate locally or serverlessly in the cloud with MotherDuck, executing queries on open data formats in milliseconds. This frictionless compute is exactly what's powering these instant AI queries. Now, what's really interesting about this matrix is how it completely reshapes the financial landscape. Legacy BI relies on a bloated double dip. You pay high fixed cluster costs for compute, and then you get hit with a $15 to $70 seat tax every single month just so someone can look at a dashboard. But the modern Duck Stack, it drops licensing and compute costs to near zero using open engines and serverless architecture. The catch here is that your budget shifts. You stop paying software vendors and start investing in high-value engineering talent, the people who can actually govern the AI. Section 3, Building the Semantic Firewall, the source of truth. So we need to put out this analytics inferno. To clear the smoke hazard of that legacy workflow, we absolutely have to move to the clear skies of a modern governed workflow. We need to build a semantic firewall. This means stopping the AI from firing raw SQL against messy base tables. Modern teams use tools like dbt or Cube to centralize metric math in version-controlled code. This code-first semantic layer ensures that whether you ask a chatbot or look at a traditional dashboard, the math is totally constrained and uniform. It's a single source of mathematical truth established before the compute engine ever touches the data. But you can't just rely on chat interfaces. If we push everything into a chat box, we're going to hit prompt fatigue. Let's be real, most non-technical executives do not want to wake up and play prompt engineer just to check their morning KPIs. They need passive monitoring. Organizations have to balance ad hoc exploratory AI with passive scannable data apps and automated Slack alerts. And the beauty of this modern stack is that both of those interfaces pull from that exact same semantic truth we just established. Now, you might be wondering, how does your team handle highly regulated data? Because if an AI hallucinates a security filter, it can instantly leak sensitive PII. No way around it. In validated environments like FDA or HIPAA-regulated spaces, security literally cannot be probabilistic. The modern architecture solves this by shifting governance completely out of the dashboard UI and down into the code-first semantic layer or database. Row-level security is strictly enforced in the code before the AI agent is ever allowed to present the data, keeping all those crucial compliance attestations intact. Section 4. Rise of Context Analysts, Understanding the Shadow.
And this brilliantly illustrates the new reality for data professionals. When AI can generate syntactically perfect SQL in milliseconds, arguing over exact syntax is dead. Data metrics are just proxies now. They're shadows cast by real-world human actions and operational workflows. Frankly, it doesn't matter how fast you calculate a number if you can't answer, why does this number matter? And what concrete business action are we going to take when it drops by 5%? Let's move to and see how this builds, because it demands a complete evolution of the BI professional. Step 1, the canvas builder. The person spending weeks dragging and dropping charts for Jira tickets. They're fading away. Step 2 is the semantic engineer, who centralizes the math into code. But step 3, that's the future, the AI context architect. This is the person who designs model context protocol servers. They literally teach the AI how the business works, feeding the models the rich context they need so that every single answer aligns with the company's real-world strategy.
Section 5. The Invisible Data Team, the Plumbing Paradox. Becoming a successful context architect introduces a final, kind of dangerous phase for the modern data team. It's called the plumbing paradox. Basically, if the pipes never leak, leadership forgets who installed the plumbing. Think about it. If an executive asks an AI agent a complex question and gets a snappy, perfectly accurate answer, they just assume the AI did all the heavy lifting. They completely forget who meticulously engineered the context and security. And when leadership forgets who built the pipes, they start to question why they're even paying for a data team. So, the absolutely crucial point is that data teams have to fundamentally shift how they measure and market their impact. You have to embrace a product management mindset. Seriously, stop defining success by the number of dashboards you ship. Instead, prove your invisible ROI. Actively track AI trust and accuracy benchmarking. Prove the cost efficiency of executing queries in milliseconds on DuckDB versus minutes on legacy warehouses. Show your executives that your semantic layer is the exact reason their time to insight went from a 3-week backlog to just 10 seconds. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to reflect on for your own organization. Is your data team stepping up as a strategic partner, mastering context management to govern this incredible AI velocity? Or are they at risk of becoming just invisible plumbing? Because in this wild new era of millisecond compute and instant conversational BI, the companies that thrive won't just be the ones with the fastest AI. They will be the ones whose AI is anchored to the deepest, most carefully governed truth. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. We'll see you next time.